Greetings friends, I am the Nightmare Rider and it's time for the Dark Rider Quick Review. Continuing pony season, we look at episode 3 of season 3 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with Too Many Pinkie Pies. Pinkie Pie, being her usual hyperactive and overly friendly self, wants to join in with as many of her friends' activities as possible, although she encounters one big downside to having so many friends. How does she choose which friend to be with when so many events clash with one another? The solution? Find a magical mirror pond of legend and make clones of herself. But when these clones do not quite turn out as expected and continue to make more, things quickly get out of control and Pinkie Pie must find a way to show herself to be the real Pinkie amongst all the clones. Episodes involving Pinkie Pie tend to be quite hit and miss, as the writers can too easily make her more obnoxious and random than fun-loving. However, I would say that this particular episode is definitely one that gets Pinkie Pie right. Her random and hyperactive humour is put front and centre, with her rushing between different activities with her friends, with her abuse of cartoon physics making even her friends scratch their heads. Choosing between your friends is a dilemma that many of us will have faced in our life, with a huge extrovert like Pinkie Pie, it's even a harder decision. It has been established in a previous episode, such as Griffin Brush-Off, that Pinkie Pie does like to prank her friends on occasion, but she still knows that there is a limit to how far you go with your pranking. All her pranks are intended to be harmless fun, rather than put anyone at a disadvantage. The clones, however, do not quite share this sentiment. As more clones are made, soon a swarm of Pinkie Pies rampage through Ponyville, ending up causing a vast amount of destruction instead of the fun that Pinkie Pie was expecting. This really distresses Pinkie Pie, especially when Twilight decides to perform a test to see which Pinkie Pie is the real one. However, this does lead to a fantastic subversion of Pinkie Pie's character towards the end. Twilight gathers up all the clones and makes them watch paint dry, with any Pinkie Pie that loses concentration failing the test immediately and getting zapped through Twilight's magic. The scene actually had some mild amounts of drama to it, since if Twilight gets it wrong and shoots the real Pinkie Pie, she will be trapped forever in the lake as the other clones are. The comedy moments of Pinkie's clones getting distracted and applying more cartoon physics surprisingly doesn't dissipate the tension very much, since there are still many Pinkie Pie clones left to go. Finally, Pinkie Pie, the real one, is the last one standing. This proves that Pinkie Pie is actually quite mature and understanding of how much her friends mean to her, so much that she would do something for them that you would never expect for a character like her: sit still. It shows how much of a commitment Pinkie Pie has to her friends, adding to what we already know about her dealing with responsible tasks, as seen in the episode Baby Cakes, where she learns just how much effort goes into looking after small children. As I mentioned before, the animation gets a special mention in this episode, since it's hilarious to see how Pinkie Pie herself and the clones grab at any opportunity to display their cartoon physics, even confusing Rainbow Dash and how she managed to slow down in mid-air before landing in the lake in front of her. Rainbow Dash needs to learn one golden rule of Pinkie Pie: never question the physics of Pinkie logic. My only real complaint with this episode is that it doesn't entirely explain why the clones are imperfect, since once the clones start to rampage, it's really a huge contrast to real Pinkie Pie, who would never take things that far. That and the moral of the episode felt a little too simple given what we experienced, but these flaws are minor enough to give Too Many Pinkie Pies a straight A rating.